Hello, everybody. Very happy to be here at this event, having this exchange and discussions. Also this morning, very inspiring topics and very inspiring exchange. And to just now after lunch, hopefully you have the right energy level to continue this conversation and this exchange. So I am Nazar Rasul. I've been driving technology and innovation strategies now for more than 20 years within healthcare, pharma, and medtech industry. And today I'm happy also to have some exchange on the continuing on the topic of AI, what Susan also presented earlier today. Also some experiences in the implementation and in the deployment of AI in real clinical and healthcare applications. So have been within Fresenius Kabi for the last 5 years. Currently now, actually these weeks I am in the transition phase. So starting a new challenge and new affiliation, and it still will be communicated in the upcoming days. Yeah. So what I will be talking about. Certainly, we all talk about the technology potential of AI and also the development in recent years. So I will give a kind of journey a little bit back in the history, the last decade, what happened there. And certainly when we started to implement first AI applications, and then since then, where we are today, just to reflect that we are still facing challenges in terms of real deployment. Yeah. So then some two specific examples, one on the patient side, the other one on the healthcare professional side, which kind of possibilities we see there. And certainly the enablement is one of the challenges. So how to make these things operationally integrated. And then looking to the future, where we see the topic in the upcoming 10 years. Yeah. So in order to start with that, maybe just a question to all of you. Yeah. So there is a HIMSS organization. It's the largest healthcare IT conference worldwide. And this year they did a study. Yeah? So they're asking clinicians, hospitals. So what is the percentage of clinicians that they say they really that AI is really influencing their decision making? Yeah. So can you do a guess, like where that percentage level is? Any number? Yeah, that's true. You know the study then. It's less than 30%. Yeah. So it's still we are not there, so to say. And based on different reasons and different challenges. But going back 10 years ago, when we started to implement the first machine learning, deep learning algorithms, at that time I was working for another company, for Siemens Healthcare business, where we started to integrate machine learning in radiology, imaging, reading, and in automation of CT scanners. So still we had a very limited AI scope. Yeah? So really very rule-based, very, very limited level of how much independency these AI have in general in these machines. So we were still very limited in using the technology. And we saw also the latest development in the area of Gen AI in the last years, really having a more contextual aware intelligence, where you can actually combine different type of data. You can use the multimodal reasoning for different kind of decision making. And this kind of technology certainly reopen new possibilities to extend actually the care outside the hospital, also reaching out to to patients outside clinical centers, and connecting providers remotely with patients, with different healthcare systems, insurance companies. This morning I had a discussion with someone from an insurance company, so also how they see these opportunities, but really facing the challenges of integrating the data, of harmonizing, standardizing. Certainly a lot of progress happened recently. For example, taking the German healthcare system, I would say the complicated one, where you want to establish the right infrastructure for healthcare data. But also we have good examples. The presentation from Finland, so Scandinavia, in Scandinavian countries, you have actually that backbone. You have the foundation in order to integrate in an easy way the data and the information which is required to create this kind of multimodal reasoning. And the possibilities also. Susan, in his presentation, showed some good examples, but still, healthcare providers implementing a lot of AI, but still staying on pilot levels, and so how to come from this stage? So pilot projects, testing, trying into operational setup, and that's something that certainly all players within the healthcare ecosystem needs to work on. So maybe in order to illustrate that, just two examples, the one on the patient side and one on the HCP side, we can take a quick look at. Here on the patient side, I am talking about supporting patients outside clinical institutions. So within Fresenius Kabi, we have a large business. It's called home care services. Actually, we provide direct service to patients at home. It's a large business in many different countries. So, for example, Germany is one of the largest, where we provide support for patients in chronic conditions, autoimmune diseases, oncology patients, which need to be treated after hospital discharge during a longer period of time. And we are already there in terms of digital platforms. So we offer cloud-based platform in order to run that service in terms of the workflows that we need. For example, taking the patient and registering the patient for certain type of therapy, the documentation, the therapy planning, planning all the visits to patients. So we have care teams for that service, where nurses and doctors visit the patients on regular basis. And in order to run the entire process, we have dedicated digital platforms. And the challenge is then how to integrate this contextual, multimodal AI capabilities into such existing platform. That's where we were looking at potential possibilities in order to find a way to, in a relatively, I would say, easy realization, not putting a lot of efforts in. For example, in many cases, when you need to develop your own Gen AI models, you need to invest, you need to have a lot of efforts into the development of such specific model. But here, in this case, we were thinking about actually using commercially available platforms, but in a way that you provide the right environment in terms of data protection, in terms of privacy, and in terms of access management. So that's here you see also what kind of functionalities in terms of having actually a personal assistance to the patient at home. And if you compare that space, so personal assistance for patient with also existing patient apps. Yeah, a lot of companies some years ago, a lot of startups started to develop this kind of patient apps. In our case, in the past we were not so successful in providing our own patient app because it was not really so personal that the patient could see also the value. Yeah, but here with this example, we could see that really you can create this specific personal touch with such assistance, where you can also see the increase of users, so patients using this the solution. So the challenge here is really how to make that happen. Yeah, so how to bring also real-time data into the platform, and here we all face the integration issues, yeah, in terms of how standardized the relevant data is. So bringing the laboratory data into the platform, or bringing the therapy planning specific data in the right way and in the right formatting, but still we see all the impact and all the outcome here. Also, you see here some numbers just as reference, where you can reduce also hospital admissions, you can improve the therapy adherence, and in general the patient satisfaction. And the other thing from our perspective as a provider of the service, optimization and efficiency, certainly also another factor how we optimize the entire service process. So we were looking to the time spent for each patient. So how much time each nurse spent for each patient in terms of visiting the patient, spending time, or they have to monitor the status of the patient, and traveling time in order to provide the service. So we looked to all these components to see where also we have optimization and efficiency, increased quality in the way how we provide the service. Yeah. Now, in terms of realization, yeah, it's very high level, simple way, but again, the way how we are looking to that without developing any specific complicated own models. Yeah. So, and here I'm not doing any marketing for Google or for Gemini, but again, commercially available, commercially available platforms that could be easily integrated into your environment. Yeah, for example, how to integrate that into your cloud platform that you use for the digital service for patient, if it's on Microsoft Azure or if it's on Amazon Cloud or whatever. So technologically, it's becoming relatively easy to realize that. But again, the challenge is in the integration of the right information, right data. Yeah, for the governance and safety, certainly you need to follow the regulatory requirements in terms of GDPR, or if it's HIPAA. The EU AI Act should be followed. So how you classify actually that specific case, that's very important in order to define what should be considered in the term in the protection concept. Yeah, on the HCP side here. Augmenting decisions. Yeah, so I called it augmenting decisions because certainly it's this intelligence layer that should be established in the clinical workflows. And the main challenge here is really how to make that in the daily workflows of clinicians, of healthcare professionals. Yeah, so the presentation this morning showed that from the doctor perspective, you see like 10 different windows, 10 different tools and applications tables. So how to make sure that this augmented decision intelligent layer is integrated into the usual workflow. Yeah, so it's really how to make that operational, and that's the main challenge. And the second challenge, for sure, is the level of accuracy of suggestion. Yeah, because here it's still supporting the healthcare professionals in making decisions. So the accuracy of these recommendations depends also on how you keep the models up to date, and how to integrate the real data into that. For also like using the existing models, but to feed them with the daily patient data information and data. Here for sure you need to consider the regulatory restrictions in order to make sure that you keep also the classification of the product, that you keep the entire process consistent, and you need really to have very clear validation approaches in order to realize that. Yeah. So here also some functionalities or some benefits, what could be done with that, and certainly starting with the relatively straightforward recommendations. Yeah, that should be the way in order to have the acceptance from healthcare professionals, and then go step by step into a more advanced steps and cases. So here certainly there are some statistics. What are the benefits that could be achieved there, and certainly time to decision is one major factor. I remember also again reflecting the history back when we started to implement AI for radiology imaging. So we had discussions, that AI will replace the radiologist. Yeah, so it was like the first discussions around AI, but the entire context of these discussions now are changed. Yeah, because the potential, all the clinicians and all the doctors, they see the potential, but the point is, so to operationalize the penetration and deployment. On the technology realization here, again, high level, without doing any marketing again for Google, but it's how to integrate that, but also to feed the models, the existing models with the specific data. Yeah, so there are different ways to do that, and you need to standardize also this kind of integration. Yeah, so-called RGAs. Yeah, so how to feed RGAs in the right way into these systems, and again from the governance point of view, making sure that you have the right framework for data protection, for access management, and for privacy. So now technology enablement, it's again from the broader perspective. Yeah, so normally patient data or healthcare relevant clinical information, you have different entities, you have praxis, doctor praxis, you have hospitals, and you need that backbone in order to bring these points together. As I mentioned, in Scandinavia, they are already ahead in creating actually one data space. And earlier today we discussed the European Health Data Space initiative with the goal to standardize how information is stored, how the data is stored. And I took just the example of here in Germany, telematic infrastructure, which is also has been a very challenging topic in the past 20 years, I think, within the German healthcare system. But we see a lot of progress there. So there are very concrete steps in terms of establishing a such infrastructure, defining standards. We already have patient portals. You have, you have the pharmacy, e-pharmacy solution there, and it's planned actually to implement all these models in the upcoming years. So by having a such foundation, then it will be much easier actually to bring all these AI-based solutions into operation, into clinical workflows. But certainly having the principle AI by design, really building the right framework for safety and protection, human oversight, which you can't exclude here, and transparency in order to be able to audit and very transparently see the type of outcome and the type of recommendations coming out from this type of solution. And at the end, looking to the future, I think very important here to say that it's not anymore a technical experiment, a technology which is trying to come in with potential. So it's really a clinical enabler, and we need to change the mindset also from the hospital perspective, from doctor praxis, from industry players. It's how to enable certain clinical workflows to be more efficient, to be more patient oriented, and with higher quality for decision making. And certainly the real value, having the patient in the center, empowering the patients, and making clinicians to make right decisions. And so what's the next? I call it interoperable AI ecosystems. In the past we were talking about interoperability, just to bring data together, but here it's about really bringing AI models or AI agents together in one ecosystem. So that's it from my side, and unfortunately I won't be able to join the discussion round, but I think I have some minutes for maybe 2-3 questions, and certainly during the break we can have a more detailed discussion.